Kate for 2 years in volleyball, and when I retired, she coached Julie Orton. So she played for 2 of us. Kate was a force in volleyball. She brought great technique and boundless energy, let me tell you. As a right side hitter, and when she was on, she could not be stopped. She told me she loved practice, drills, and tournaments. Well, somebody has to love drills and practice. She did. She could spark the entire team with the energy she brought to competition. As for the tournaments, she was named all-conference, all-tournament player in one of the largest tournaments that we participated in. Swimming was the sport that Kate really stood out. She told me she decided to try it to keep in shape. And she found that she loved it. Her coach, Jim Leslie, taught her to swim even equal splits. Kate told me the story of a meet at Beloit her freshman year. She was swimming the mile. Well, that's 66 laps. She was going along trying to do her even splits when another swimmer lapped her. She started to think about that and decided that she'd had enough. She dug in and won that event by 2 lengths. That launched her on her very successful swimming career. Our current swim coach, Ryan Goggins, is not able to be here, but he wanted me to say a few words about Kate on his behalf. Coach Goggins says, "I'm pleased to have another swimmer join the Ripon College Athletic Hall of Fame. When I speak with alumni about Kate, they always mention her free spirit, yes, and her larger-than-life personality. She brought an energy to our sport that is hard to find and lifted those around her. Kate was a renowned swimmer at Ripon who held all of our long-distance freestyle records at one point, and still currently holds the school record in the mile. That record has lasted for 23 years. She still ranks 8th in the conference with that record after all those years. Distance swimming is a grueling sport that takes an extraordinary amount of toughness, hard work, and discipline. I'm confident that these qualities help make Kate the record-setting athlete that she is. From Coach Goggins, congratulations, Kate. It's really nice. I am so pleased to introduce Kate Wimmer-Banner, excellent volleyball player and a record-setting all-conference swimmer. She is using her high energy even now. She's a mother of 5 and co-owner with her husband of the Sun River Horse and Cattle Company in Sun River, Montana. She came a long way for this. Welcome, Kate, to the Ripon College Athletic Hall of Fame.
With 5 kids, as you can imagine, my notes aren't exactly organized, but if I can just have a minute, I know it's all here. There it is. I just am so grateful for everyone who contributed to my experiences here at Ripon College. I always felt if you couldn't be happy here at Ripon, then you couldn't be happy anywhere. It was just wonderful. My professors were my best friends. My coaches were absolutely amazing. I first came to college at 17 years old. I had just turned 17. And they called it a free spirit, but I was feral. I was untamed, truthfully. I marched on, and my first acquaintance was the wonderful Coach Coll. And thank goodness it was, because I think anybody else would have discarded me. She taught me so much. She nurtured my experiences. She was such a nurturer of the competitive spirit. I remember sitting on the bench my freshman year, and I remember thinking she would jump up and say, "Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that?" And I would get so excited. I just thought, if I get off this bench, I'm gonna crush that ball through the floor. And the floor never did break, but I did have some nice kills here and there. And then I just decided that since, like she said, I had done a summer program of swim team, and I was very successful there. And I had some good coaching, but Coach Leslie was a mathematician and also our swim team coach. And he had a really neat perspective on practices that just brought mental engagement and peak performance. He was really able to, I just did what he said. He wrote it all down on the board. He had a great combination of sets and rests, and it just really worked. It was very mathematically balanced, and I just loved every second of my practices. So it did equal a lot of success, and I remember if I didn't know what splits were, because I just swam, 2 months out of the year, and so I would be, in the pool at 66 laps. You have a lot of time to think. So I would see him over there with his clipboard, and if he started to skip and jump, and then started across the pool floor, I knew that I was doing well and I should maybe do more of that. And so that's what I did. And then when he was all over, he'd say to me, "Do you know, that was so great. Did you know what you did? All your splits were even and you held this time the whole time." And I was, "Split Schmidt, did I do well?" And he's like, "Yes, you just beat last year's conference championship by like 10 seconds. And I was like, "Oh, that's wonderful." But he was very, very invested. I also had the benefit of teammates, and I know people don't think about teammates in swimming, but I do. I loved my teammates. I loved my relays. It was so much fun to be up there with a group of individual athletes and swimming like that. Sarah Sofa, who was inducted in '06, was a stroking swimmer and a champion through and through. She had come from a wonderful program, but she was truly a champion, and I was able to watch her starts and a few other things that she did and just sort of pick those up and go with them. So I had that advantage. Gosh, my mom and dad, wow, they were great parents, and they always played with me all the time. And they had a unique perspective on athleticism. First and foremost, that you need some simple instruction, but from there, you need to have the freedom to create and then later recreate your stroke or race, whatever you're doing. So they never interfered with the coaching that I had. And they played with us all the time. Like I said, my dad always said two phrases. First one is watch the ball, and the second one was hustle. When we played, those are the only two things he ever tried to correct or do. And my mom was wonderful because her phrase was, "Let's go swimming." So all summer long in Wisconsin Dells, we spent our time in the lakes and rivers just swimming, and it was there that I created my stroke and was able to do that. So I'm just so grateful for them. I have a new team now. It's my husband back there. He's the coach, and I'm the captain. And then I have 5 MVP players. Well, right now, that never weaken and never give up. They're really good kids, and I'm very proud of them, and I really do enjoy my team so much. And probably lastly, I'd just like to say that the glory always goes to God, because there's no way that I could control or manipulate the things to work out in my life the way that they have, because all these people have contributed so much to this amazing experience that I had here at Ripon. And it's kind of interesting, I haven't been back, this is the last thing I'll say, I haven't been back to Ripon just because I live in Montana, pretty far away. And the only reason, I haven't been back for that reason, but in my dreams, I have been back many times, but I always am late for class, which Dr. Whitler probably maybe remembers me, and that's true. But the other part is I can never find my classroom, and I'm always without some important garment. And I don't know how I made it out of the house and down the alley. Does anybody else experience that? that happens to me. But and I usually wake up in tears just having such wonderful feelings about this amazing campus and all the people that I love and adore so dearly here. Thank you for this prestigious honor, and I'm so glad that this campus is going to go on, and there'll be other. And I'm also excited to hear that there's a great swim program, and that soon my record will be broke.